Notre Dame versus USC, one of the great rivalry games of my youth and your youth and everyone's, because it's a great rivalry game every year. It's one of the quintessential uniform games in college football, as long as they don't wear these things they wore against Army last week. This is the 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 local time CBS game of the week this week. And it's a good thing that Notre Dame travels a lot, because I don't know that I trust many other teams playing in New York City one week and LA the next week. But that's what they're doing. Meanwhile, USC has not left the West Coast in a month. They did all their traveling earlier in the year. They hadn't left the West Coast in a while. So a little travel dynamics advantage for USC here. I'm going to read the stat again, because some of you are just watching this individual video and you didn't watch the whole live show. There are 6 teams in FBS that have led every one of their games in the fourth quarter. 6 of them. USC is one of those 6 teams. USC is a 5-loss team. The other 5 teams combined have lost 5 games. It's been there for them. Every single game. There's not a single game they hadn't led in the fourth quarter, which is just, it's mind-boggling. And it's maddening. But that also means they're probably a lot more dangerous than that 6-5 record indicates. So the stat sheet versus reality conversation is where I'm at with Notre Dame on this. And by the way, if you are watching just the individual video, do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, because we do these long-form shows. This is from the long-form show, and we appreciate it. And it doesn't cost anything to subscribe to the channel, and we just do college football all year round. We appreciate it if you do. Stat sheet versus reality. Is Notre Dame this good? Notre Dame's been rolling, man. We got JP Poll's got them top 5. Playoff committee's got them way up there. The AP's got them way up there. They got a top 5 defense. I mean, listen to this. Points per game allowed, top 5. Yards allowed, top 5. Pass yards per game. Explosive plays allowed. Takeaways. Notre Dame's defense, top 5 in all the categories. They've played 4 G5 teams. They've played 3 of the bottom 6 offenses in P4. They have faced 1 top 40 passing offense. That was Louisville, and that was a turnover fest. And they have faced 6 offenses 100th or worse in pass yards per game. This is an age-old situation that we find ourselves in college football, where you've got a team whose stat profile is elite, and they may be an elite team. It's hard to know based on the quality of opponent they faced. So we've got one of 2 possibilities here with Notre Dame, and I'm not here to suggest either one. I'm here to say they could be fraudulent. I'm here to say they could be the best team in the country. We can't fully know because they haven't played like Georgia's schedule. That's no one's fault. I'm not dismissing them, nothing like that. I'm just saying, if I watch Usain Bolt race kindergartners, he is Usain Bolt, but it would be tough to know that because he's racing kindergartners. He looks ultra impressive, but he's racing kindergartners. Now we get to find out, because the season's not going to end this week. Notre Dame is going to have a lot more on their plate, but first they got to beat USC. It's a big game for Lincoln Riley, man. This offensive staff, forget about leading in the fourth quarter. You got to win one of these things. Jordan Mailata, this is his 3rd game starting at quarterback for USC. He's got a good group of wide receivers. Woody Marks at tailback, averaging a little over 5.5 yards per carry. They can maintain balance here. Like, they can achieve balance. It doesn't have to be statistical, but they have to achieve balance. They have to establish both facets. And if they do that, they can have some success against Notre Dame. They can, because at that point they'd be presenting something that Notre Dame hasn't seen. They can't get bullied. That's what can't happen. Notre Dame cannot stone them up front, and then you're asking a guy who's barely started for you to go win the game single-handedly. That can't be the spot you find yourself in. That's why I say it's such a big game for Lincoln Riley. I mean, this is a scheme game. This is a play-calling game, and Lincoln Riley's been under a moderate to heavy amount of fire this year from that fan base about the way he's managed some games and called some games. I think some of that's maybe misunderstood sometimes. I don't really traffic in it a whole lot, but it's been there. Notre Dame leads the country in takeaways defensively. So if this is a game that you can't run the ball successfully in, and you ask Mailata to throw the ball 45 times, maybe he's successful. I would not count on it. This is a toughness game. They've played much better defensively at USC. Notre Dame always plays good defensively. But can USC do something different? So I was just talking about the game script there for them offensively. What do you make Notre Dame do? Notre Dame's had the lead on just about everyone. So they've made just about everyone have to throw the ball to keep up. And then also, they've had the lead, so they have not been in a position where they have to ask Riley Leonard to play catch up a whole lot. Can you put them in that situation? I mean, USC at their best has played razor tight games. What if they get up 17-3? What if they put Notre Dame in one of those situations where they got to play catch up? Just some ways that this would go differently. I've had a feeling about this game for a couple of weeks. I don't think it's being talked about nearly enough. It's USC Notre Dame, so it should be talked about anyway, but especially with the ramifications on the line. Colin, let's take a look at what the model thinks. Right now, FanDuel's got Notre Dame minus 7.5. We think the number's too fat. We've got Notre Dame minus 5.5. Friends, I think we're going to see the outright upset. This is the one. That vibe Auburn had last week, I think USC is going to end up having. They find a way, and it's a celebratory thing if you're a USC fan, but then it's a really, really like, the more you think about it, the more angry you get sort of situation of, wow, I'm so glad we did this, but why did it take until the end of the year for us to do this? I don't know, but be thankful you do it. So this is future tense thinking here if USC pulls it off. I think USC is going to win the game outright. Give me Lincoln Riley to have his play calling game of the year. Give me USC to have their game of the year. At that point, who knows where Notre Dame goes in the playoff rankings, but I think USC gets one done.